All right, we're given this marginal price. We can see that's the derivative. So marginal price for a weekly demand of X bottles of shampoo in a drugstore is given by this function. Find the price demand equation if the weekly demand is $1.50 when the price of a bottle of shampoo is $4. And then there's going to be a second part. Well, let's do this first. So the first thing we need to do is find our price function, which is the P of X, and you find that by finding this antiderivative over 3x plus 50 squared dx. Alright, so the first thing I would do is I would move the negative 6,000 out front because that's just a constant. And then I'm going to substitute, I'm going to let u equal 3x plus 50. So du equals 3dx, or 1/3 du equals dx. So this is going to be my substitution. I'm going to end up with 1 over u squared times 1/3 du. Alright, well the first thing I do is I just simply divide the 6,000 by the 3, so that gives me negative 2,000. And I'm going to bring the u squared up to the top. So to find this antiderivative, I take and I add 1 to the exponent and to the denominator. So this gives me negative 2,000 u to the negative 1 over negative 1, which will simply give me this negative and this negative will cancel. 2,000, and then I'm going to bring the u to the negative 1 back to the bottom. And finally, I'm going to plug in what u equaled way up there, which was 3x plus 50. So that's my antiderivative, but don't forget you need that constant plus c. So how do we find the constant? Well, in this case, they've given you some information. They've told you when x is 150, so if x is 150, then this price is $4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to solve this for c. So I have 2,000 over 3 times 150 plus 50 plus c equals 4. So that's what I want to do, is I want to take and I want to solve this. Well, if I take 3 times 150 plus 50, I get on the bottom 500 plus c equals 4. And then if I take 2,000 and I divide by 500, well, guess what I get? I get 4, which if I solve this for c, I would subtract 4 on both sides, and I get c equals 0. Which means I go back to my answer here and I say P of x equals 2,000 over 3x plus 50 plus 0, but we don't have to write the plus 0 there. Alright, so the second part of the question says find the weekly demand when the price is $5.50. So in other words, I'm going to take this, where I see the price, I'm going to plug in $5.50. And it says find the weekly demand, so what I'm solving for is x. So I'm just simply taking this and solving it for x. Well, the easiest thing to do is kind of switch sides here, meaning I'll have 3x plus 50, because I multiplied both sides by the denominator to cancel it out, equals 2,000, and then I'm going to divide both sides by 550. Continuing on with this, I'm going to subtract 50, and finally I'm going to divide by 3. And so in other words, I'm taking 2,000 divided by 550, and I get a weird decimal, so that's why I leave it in my calculator. I actually get 363.6363 blah 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 blah. I'm going to subtract minus 50, so I get 313.6363 blah blah blah. I'm going to divide by 3, and that's going to give me 104 bottles. Five. This is 1213.2. My math lab. 10.2. Number 10. Integration. Marginal